I'm driving along Bridge Street right now from Route 7. You make a right onto Bridge Street. You go over this blue bridge here, and Youngsfield Road is the first road on your left. So I'm turning onto Youngsfield Road right now. Now, if you were to go right at the stop sign would be that landscaping company that Nunn suggested I go apply to. And just up here on the right hand side you'll see the empty warehouse and factory buildings. This is one of the houses that Eck owned. This is divided into two houses. The person I met lived on the right hand side, and they said on the left hand side was not heated and they just had a bunch of storage in it. There's also a deserted house ways behind that. It's over to the right of that house. Now I'm walking toward that section where they have that abandoned pump house, I'm guessing it is. This is Youngsfield Road here. And there's a sharp drop from the road down to this lower section of land there. Alright, so there's a bunch of vines across this graded metal walk that leads to the front of this pump house. And you'll notice that there is a hole at the bottom of this door that's large enough for somebody to crawl through. And you really can't see, even if I lighten the film, you can't see inside there. But what I can make out was a few pieces of wooden furniture that could fit through that opening. It looked like a homeless person had put in a stool and a little table. Anything they could fit through that little opening was in there. And so, like I said, the cult does pick on homeless people. They're an easy target. They're outside. And so they'll find a place like this to go into to try to keep warm during the winter months. And if you notice here, there's an opening in the floor and this strange tubing, this strange hose here. And if you're over there, there's a bunch of different work gloves sitting there too. Look like at least 3 pairs of work gloves there. And there's another smaller tube running all through there. So what the cult does is they use some sort of chemical that releases a vapor or some sort of gas. And a homeless person might go in there at night. They wait for the homeless person to fall asleep, and then they pump that whole place full of gas. And there's no ventilation, and it will drive the person crazy or kill them. But they're looking to drive someone crazy and turn them into a slave, turn them into a zombie, turn them into a cult member, or kill them. Underneath it is some screens there. I don't know what's behind the screens. I'm guessing some sort of motor or pump. And you can see the water at the base of that structure. Here is the ugly old witch tree here. It's very unhealthy. It looks like several branches tried to grow out of it, but then gave up. Something is seriously messed up about this tree. Looks very old, and it's hollow in the middle. I thought maybe some fires were lit in it, but possibly that's some sort of mold. But it's one of the ugliest trees I've ever seen, and it has the worst energy I've ever felt. Just standing inside that thing makes you feel like you're on fire. The energy is terrible in that place. Something terrible is going on in that area and with that tree there. And just that tree has been involved with something very disturbing. So once you're standing down in this section of land here, it's isolated except for those houses over to the other side of that pump house. You really can't see into that area from the road. The view is cut off from the road. I would recommend going to that area and looking for any mounds or indentations in the ground, lower areas in the ground.